NCAA championship in 2 weeks.
All right, here's 165. It is Brett Smith from Northern Illinois against Chris Earnest from Kent State. We are about to get going. Before we get going, I want to ask you, as a two-time Mid-American Conference champion at 165, 2019, 2020, what was that moment when you knew you won it both times? What was it like for you?
You know, it's just awesome. You finally get like one of your goals. I don't know how everyone does it. I set little goals throughout, I guess, life or whatever. So you want to win the conference championship. Then you're one step closer to trying to become an All-American at the national championship. So once you have things start coming together, it's awesome to celebrate with your family, friends, teammates. Just all around excitement. It makes for a great weekend.
Good stuff, man. So 165 was all blown up based on seedings as well, too, because we've got the number 3 seed, Brett Smith, and the number 5 seed, Chris Earnest. And it was Earnest that knocked off the number 1 seed here at 165, Woodcock from Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. He beat him in the semifinals after a major decision win in the quarterfinals. And Brett Smith's wins were a little bit narrower against lower seeded, beat the number 7 seed and the number 11 seed, both by decision. So we'll see if that plays into anything at all. Did Earnest get a boost from having beaten higher seeded wrestlers, or does that not matter when we get to this point?
I think in the finals, you're the best of the top half of the bracket, and the other guy's the best of the bottom half of the bracket. And at this point, seeds don't really matter. You're in the finals, and all that matters is winning this match. So confidence definitely goes up throughout the tournament, but in this scenario, it's just focus on the match and try to win the championship.
Brett Smith's a sophomore out of Troy, Missouri. Chris Earnest, a junior from Wadsworth, Ohio. Chris Earnest was 34th in the country in the RPI rankings after a solid 15-win season during the regular season for Kent State. And Chris Earnest was part of a Kent State team that had 8 dual wins this season, their most in the last 8 years. And, of course, Brett Smith, part of the powerhouse at Northern Illinois that is wrestling its way out of the MAC after this season.
Both guys just trying to set something up, you know, not getting too aggressive here. We're already under a minute left in the first period.
And we'll update the score for you soon enough, but I can tell you that the team title is really tight right now, being decided by only 2 points as the lead at the current moment between Ryder and Lockhaven. So the team championship way up for grabs as well, too.
Earnest with a good duck trying to get that leg, but he's not able to lock his grip up. And now Smith just sprawling out, trying to circle and stay in. Ref's going to say action and out of bounds. So 8 seconds left here in the first period.
And there you get a good look at Brett Smith. Part of a Northern Illinois team that finished 2nd in the MAC West this season. One of 3 Northern Illinois wrestlers to wrestle for the title. He's already seen his teammate Markel Baker win it at 133, and then he hopes that he wins it and then gets to watch his heavyweight teammate Devin Dawson try to do it later on today.
Smith is going to choose bottom here, so we'll see. Caution on Earnest, I think. It's going to be a caution on Earnest, and Smith will stand up and reset himself in the bottom position. And just trying to get that leg in and ride him out here. Bring him back down to his base.
Still no points yet here in period number 2. Out of the mat, out of the circle.
See Smith try to grab at the hip and hip over. Not so much going for an escape there, but maybe a reversal. And Smith is going to stroll back into the center and reset down again. Only 22 seconds in so far.
Well, it's not the first match we've had that was scoreless early on as both wrestlers try to kind of figure themselves out a little bit. We've seen a little more of that here in these championships.
And just trying to get a lift, keep him in bounds, and he's able to, but Smith rolls out there, and we're 30 seconds in.
We'll get some points here soon enough, somewhere along the line, right? We already had 2 sudden victories that we've watched today.
See if Earnest can maintain this ride. He's already got 31 seconds riding time, so it's slowly actually adding up there as he goes for a lift. And Smith with another roll. He's able to collect Earnest's foot here, and he's got to try to pop his hips out to work for a reversal or an escape here. See Earnest just hanging on. He's collecting Smith's wrist there, trying to stay in position. Doesn't want to get too high up, and he's over a minute riding time now.
Well, as we watch this match here to decide our championship at 165, we welcome in Dr. John Steinbrecher, the commissioner of the Mid-American Conference, sitting mat side. Commissioner, welcome to Buffalo. Glad you could make it here for this fun-filled day of wrestling.
Wouldn't miss it. These athletes, student athletes, I should say, are just, they're warriors. I mean, there's no other way about it. The heart and the drive and the athleticism is phenomenal.
Is this a particular sport that you've learned to appreciate / enjoy over your long collegiate athletic career?
Well, my father at one time was a wrestling coach. I wrestled in high school. I've officiated wrestling. So I have a deep appreciation for this sport.
See, well, there you go. I didn't even realize you had quite that background in this sport. So as someone who has wrestled before, do you take a little bit of a different eye when you watch these kind of matches? Do you watch them differently than maybe the rest of us do?
Oh, maybe, but I'll tell you what, the sport has changed so much since I wrestled. I mean, the fundamentals are the change, but it's a much more aggressive and offensive sport than if I would go back 20 or 30 years. And it's a better sport, quite frankly. And I just marvel at how hard these student athletes go at it.
What's the future of this sport, do you think? Not just for the Mid-American Conference, but I know some of the numbers have dwindled for this sport across the country. Where do you see the future for wrestling at the collegiate level?
Well, that's a good question. I know in the Mid-American Conference, we're bullish on it. We like the teams we have. We're interested in continuing it and growing it. I think we're the largest conference in the country in terms of number of participating institutions, but it's certainly a sport that has a number of programs have been discontinued. Now we'll see what the future holds.
All right, well, I know how much, based on your experience, you really want to watch and not talk to me. So go and enjoy the end of this really fun 165 with 3-4 more to go. We'll catch up with you later during the medal ceremony. Thanks, Commissioner.
Thank you.
That is Commissioner John Steinbrecher of the Mid-American Conference. I didn't even know he was a wrestling guy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Maybe that's why he's at this event supporting the front row so that he could see it. And during all that talk, Smith actually cut Earnest to try to work for a takedown. The ref still isn't awarding anything. Earnest has got riding time.
And a point right now on the scoreboard.
He's got the escape and riding time right now. So if he gives up this takedown, he's going to need to get an escape within 47 seconds to maintain the riding time. But the ref's going to say potentially dangerous, and we're going to be back up on our feet.
All right, so 1:01 to go. Just a 1-point lead, and the Northern Illinois coaching staff can't believe that it was stopped with what looked like their guy, Brett Smith, in control.
Yeah, he was getting close to a takedown, but the wrestler's safety is the number one thing. So when you see their legs or arms getting pulled back, you know, you don't want to. You want to worry about the wrestler before. There's an attack by Smith, a low single.
Under 40 seconds to go.
Now he's got it locked, and it looks like he's going to cover. And the ref's going to award the takedown there.
Do we have a challenge, Brick? Thought I saw one. Yes, we
Definitely
did.
threw it out
we had
there,
one
so we'll
pop
see.
off from the Kent State bench.
That's
the worst throw we've seen so far.
That was a roll.
Come on, Coach Josh Moore. We expect more out of you to rise to the occasion of this championship.
Hey, if you got them, use them at this point in the tournament. Just throw them at everything. They get an allotted number. I don't know how many it is. I want to say maybe 2 or 3 for the weekend. So if you got a kid in the finals and...
All right, so what do you think they're looking at here?
So they're trying to see if the takedown, because he has his hands locked, but he was on his butt. So they might wave it off since the hands are locked. They're preventing full control, so to say.
All right, so we're going to get the review. That's what's going on now. A little break for Chris Earnest and Brett Smith. So you see Smith with the lead right now. But that could be determined by what the replay shows. Serious looks on the face of our officials.
They're all business.
Yes,
they don't get to have any fun. They get yelled at by officials. They get yelled at by the fans. They get yelled at by the coaches. They make kids mad. They don't get paid enough down there to deal with that
stuff. Have you ever thought about becoming an official?
No, because of that reason.
Okay, there you just answered the question, didn't you? Don't want to get yelled at.
Nope. I just want to be the guy that talks to people behind a TV screen.
All right, so we have a decision as you see our two officials make their way out from behind the scorer's table.
After further review, the call on the mat is overturned.
And the decision has been upheld, and a spike of the challenge brick from the Northern Illinois side now, because that took the points off the board.
And that was some power, so
that balanced out the Kent State toss.
And that's going to be independent review, I believe. I think. Can't keep up with the rules they change and make.
So Ryan Ludwig, the head coach of Northern Illinois, after that very impressive power spike. Watch the spike from the coach. Towel, that's a towel and challenge brick.
So now they're having discussion. I'm not sure if they're reviewing it or discussing it right now.
Well, you see both coaches there talking to the officials because Josh Moore from Kent State is right there too, and now he walks away. So it's 1-0 Earnest. They challenged after it went 3-1, took the points off the board when the challenge from Kent was upheld, and that's what has Northern Illinois upset. And Chris Earnest just having fun, right?
Yeah, you see him smiling out there. I mean, heck, he wasn't even supposed to be in the finals. Might as well have fun when you're in there, let alone be winning right now, you know?
All right, so now you'll notice it's different officials as part of the independent review process. Different officials are going to look at this now.
Now the
to
question
determine
is,
whether it's a takedown or not.
If these officials change it, can you review it a third time? That's it. I don't know.
I don't think so. Again, now you watch and you can decide for yourself.
I thought because he's locked between the crotch. He hasn't given up full control, although he's got both hips and the legs secured.
And you saw the bewilderment on the face of the Northern Illinois coaches when it wasn't called.
Yeah, a lot of times it's hard to once you believe something, it's hard to unsee your belief. So that's why it's great they do this independent review and they bring in a second ref, because you're not asking the refs to change their call.
What? You guys are an embarrassment. Okay, further review. Call on the mat is upheld. No takedown.
And it is upheld. No points.
No takedown. 23 seconds. We're going to see Smith. He's fresh. He's not tired anymore, but neither is Earnest. And we got a quick 23-second match here to go.
That's it. 23 seconds for a MAC championship between Chris Earnest and Brett Smith. It's got to be Smith who's the aggressor here. He needs the points because Earnest also has a riding time point. So it's really takedown or nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can see both guys itching to go. You can say, take a break, calm down. Both guys, I think, cautioned 5 times there with each other, so luckily the ref didn't call it, and we're going to go from here.
23 seconds left. Smith goes for the shot.
And Smith trying to dig in and hang on, and he's going to keep attacking. Earnest trying to stay in bounds, but
10 seconds.
Also running backwards, he knows.
And we're out of the ring with 5 seconds to go. Can Chris Earnest play keep away for 5 seconds or hold off Brett Smith? And he will. And Chris Earnest from the 8th, from the low seed to the top of the heap. Chris Earnest is your 165 champion. Words between the two wrestlers.
Yeah, now a lot of emotion. You know, he's not happy with calls. Earnest excited to win it. So these guys are chirping. Coaches are just trying to calm him down. Let him say a couple things, but...
And finally, a shake of the hand. Good job, gentlemen. There you go. There's your 165 champion from Kent State, Chris Earnest. Well, he had a little bit of everything in that one, didn't he?
Having a little bit of fun, yeah.
Yeah.